Hi guys, welcome to your Fall Mini 2019 Nutrition. It's a 3-week class, so it's going to be really accelerated. But I tried to set it up where you know exactly what to do each day. Everything is open starting on the 15th, Saturday the 15th. And so you can do anything early that you want. So if you're going on vacation for a few days, is feel free to do the things that are due those particular days ahead of time. I sent out an announcement, and in the Canvas announcement, if you go to the announcements in Canvas, there are links to the things that I told you to print off. So there's a link for your calendar, there's a link for your remind instructions, there's a link to make sure you can get into your book, all of those things before you get started, because you want to make sure that you don't have any issues going in, because if you get behind in a 3-week class, it's going to be very hard to catch up. Once the assignment is due, it'll be open for a week for you to get late credit. After that, it will not be reopened. So just make sure. I understand there might be a time where something happens, computer issues, this or that, whatever, and you might have to turn an assignment in late. That's fine. You'll have a week to do it. After that, don't ask me to reopen it. That's why I set it up that way. You don't get usually it's, 5 points off, 10 points off, depending on how many points the project's worth. So, or the assignment's worth. Okay, just to kind of give you a real quick overview when you get in, like I said, go to your announcements. That'll tell you quite a few things. In the home, if you click on start here, you'll see this video link. You'll see a link to the syllabi, your textbook information. I'll put that in there, but it's in your syllabi and it's provided. It's a Cengage book online, so it is included. You don't have to buy anything unless you want a hard copy. If you want a hard copy, you would want to do that as soon as possible, and it costs, I believe, like $8. You have to call Cengage directly, and because you're a part of this package that we have at the college, you can get one for, I believe, $8. Usually they'll send you like a loose leaf hard copy if you want it. Your syllabi is in there ready to go. It's got links also in there to your Remind app instructions in case you forget. It's got all the information about when the final is. It's got all your information about grading, how everything's set up. For your modules, really that's what you guys need to be worried about in this class. Go to your modules, go to your modules, go to your modules. In your modules, you have all your initial information that's always in any module that we have at Garden City Community College. And then you get to the important course information, and that's where it starts for this particular class. So in there, you've got your calendar, you've got your syllabi again, you've got your remind instructions again, you've got a thing that shows you the diet and wellness plus system that you're going to use. It's got some pictures and some examples and some directions in writing. I think what I'm also going to do is post a video to try to help you guys maneuver that system a little bit, because I know sometimes it's tricky getting started and getting to the right documents in there. So I'll post that in that section, and then it has the complete link to your online book. As you move into the separate modules, I set it up a little bit different this time. It is per module, which sounds weird because I know we call our sections in Canvas modules. This particular book calls their chapter modules, so don't be confused by that. It just means per chapter. So it'll say module overview, module 1 nutrition overview. That means chapter 1 basically. And then you're going to have all your reading links. So all that does is give you the specific links to your reading for that chapter, instead of having to go to the entire book and then navigate to the chapter. So it's just kind of a shortcut. You need to be reading those links, which is the chapter, and then you'll see under lecture, it gives you a PowerPoint for each subsection of the chapter and a T-Talk. The T-Talk is kind of like the lecture video that goes along with the chapter. Okay, those are all provided from the book, so I just give them to you. I don't re-lecture per chapter. What I do is I give you a video lecture based more towards what do you need to prepare for the exam. So then you'll have your assignments. I divide them up by day, so you'll always see Monday, December 16th, these are the things that are due. Tuesday, December 17th, these are the things that are due. Keep in mind this is only 3 weeks, so it's like every other day or every third day you're having an exam. You've got assignments due every single day, except for Christmas and New Year's. But like I said, it's open from the very beginning. So if you have a day that you know you don't want to have to do any assignments, do them early. Do not contact me and say, can I have an extension? No, do them early or take late credit. Or if you don't do them within the week, then you just get a 0. So you'll have your assignments. You're always going to have a homework assessment assignment, which is out of Cengage. But you need to click on it from your module. It will take you right into the assignment. You complete it. It automatically grades it. It's really just to help make sure you're getting the info from the chapter that will translate to your exam later. You'll always have a discussion. Okay, in your discussion, make sure you're following instructions. Make sure you're getting in and responding in time. Do not wait to the last minute to post your discussion because people need to be able to respond. And in a class like this, it is very accelerated. So try to post your discussion the day before or the morning, and then that way you have time to respond to other people's, etc. And then you always have an assignment that is more geared towards watch this video, tell me what you learned, find an article, tell me what you learned, read this article, tell me what you learned, that type of thing. And then every few days you're going to have this diet tracking assignment. If you've ever had one of my health classes before, we use this in a lot of classes. It's offered through the Cengage book. And like I said, I will provide a video to try to help you navigate that, but you also have that paper instructions in that important course information module that you can print. So keep that handy. So once you start tracking, you guys are going to need to track the whole 3 weeks to make sure you can get in your assignments appropriately. And so for you guys, it's actually easier because, you know, in full semester classes, they're tracking their diet for a much more extended time. You guys, it's condensed. That means you got to make sure you do it every day so that you can get your assignments done. And then it'll have the exam, and under the exam, we'll have that video lecture I was telling you about, which basically just expands on some information, but more than anything, really prepares you for the exam. So I would go in and watch that video, maybe even before you start the chapter, so that you really know what to pay attention to and maybe what to jot down in handwritten notes. I always tell students it's more beneficial to you to have things in front of you on paper. So write out your vocab or do notes over the things that I specify in that lecture video. When you're looking at your book, write out notes on that. And then you'll have all that paper in front of you when you go to take your exam. And then the time frame won't be an issue. You'll be much more prepared. What we run into with online classes a lot is you know you can go into your online book maybe on your phone or on a different screen, but then you run out of time because you're digging for the answers. Prepare yourself accordingly, and that time shouldn't be a problem. People can do very, very well in this class if they just prepare themselves accordingly. So just keep that in mind. And then under the extra practice and review, that is all just extra. That's extra stuff for you guys. That is just for you to do on your own, to help you review, to help you study if you're not getting a concept. So keep that in mind. And then you'll go to the next little module, which is the next chapter. And then it will be maybe 2 days or 3 days worth of stuff. And then that just continues to repeat. So hopefully that kind of gives you a good overview. Keep in mind, like I said, try really hard not to get behind because it's gonna make your life more difficult. Work ahead if you can. That'll make your life easier. It'll make you be able to still have a little bit of a break, even though you're doing, you know, a 3-credit class in a very short amount of time. Remind at me is the best way to ask me questions, especially since this is an accelerated class. I will check my email, but not every minute of every day. The Remind app sends it right to my phone, so I can usually respond right away unless something is going on. So if you have any questions, email me, remind at me, and good luck. And I hope this little mini session goes well for everyone.